Hey, it's Sue. Why do I always put my hand up like a fucking dork whenever I'm by myself? Hey, it's Sue, by myself once again. Today I wanted to talk about some goals that I have for this year, and yes, I know that tomorrow is February, so I'm a little late with my like New Year's resolutions or goals or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But you know, I had pneumonia for the first couple weeks of January, so I wasn't doing much then. But I have a lot of goals this year. Maybe too many, to be honest. But 2018 was just really a bad year for me, and not because anything particular happened, like nothing particularly bad happened to me, I wouldn't say. But I just was kind of, my mental and physical health just like were on a steady downward slope all year, I think. And so I'm trying to like pull myself out of that hole, kind of. And my overlying goal for this year is just to form better habits in my life. I have really unhealthy habits and I don't have like good routines set in place and things like that. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more detail about like what those things are. And I'm making a video about it because I've always been the kind of person that like, if I want to do something, if I have a goal, I don't tell anyone, because that way if I fail, no one knows, which is a really bad way to go about things because I'm kind of like already expecting myself to fail. So I decided to just put it out here, and hopefully this will like help me actually do the thing if I have, you know, the weight of other people's expectations on me. But I was also thinking about maybe like documenting myself working on these things throughout the year, maybe in vlog form. I don't know, let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I also thought about just doing it on like my Instagram stories because that's way easier than vlogging. But yeah, anyway, let me get into like the details of some of the goals that I have for myself this year. I think the most important one that for me to work on this year is my physical health, because that's really gone down the toilet for me. So the main thing I want to do is start eating much healthier than I am now, because I think, you know, the food you eat is like it's like, you know, 90% of being healthy, I think. Exercise is, of course, also important, but yeah, I kind of have realized that my body is pretty sensitive to the food I eat. I know that there are certain foods that make me feel like shit, and yet I continue to eat them. So I want to really cut down on carbs because my body does not process carbs well and does not like carbs. Carbs just make me really tired and bloated all the time. So I want to cut way back on those, and I want to cut back on dairy as well because I do think that I am a bit lactose intolerant. Probably cut back on drinking a lot because I actually do, I believe, have an alcohol intolerance. When I drink, my face gets really red and sometimes it burns. Only for about, usually it'll be like, when I first drink my first drink of the day or whatever, night usually, my face will burn for like 10 minutes and turn red, and then it'll go away. That is apparently the mark of an alcohol intolerance. So I probably shouldn't drink at all, but like, kind of part of our thing on our channel is drinking beer, and also I just really enjoy beer and I like to go to breweries and stuff, so I'll probably still drink a little, to be honest. And beer is also really, really bad for you, but you know. Yeah, so I want to change, like drastically change my diet basically. And the main reason isn't necessarily to lose weight, although I do want to do that, but it's mostly just to feel better and have more energy, because now I feel like the food I eat doesn't really fuel my body, and I'm just like tired all the time and I have no energy to do any of the other things I want to do, which is like also another part of why I think this is kind of my most important goal for this year, is because I think when I'm eating better and feeling better, that will help me accomplish my other goals as well, because I'll have the energy to actually do them. Hi, so I forgot to mention that part of the reason that I want to eat healthier and cut out specifically carbs and dairy is because I have PCOS, and that is one way to help manage PCOS without having to take any hormones or anything. And I'm like, not necessarily against taking hormones, it's just, I mean, I have health insurance now, but I didn't last year, and I was taking progesterone to help with PCOS, but progesterone is really expensive, and so when I didn't have insurance anymore, I was like, fuck that, I'm not paying for it. I mean, I could maybe, like I said, I have insurance now, so I could maybe get it again now, but if I can manage it just by changing the way I eat, then I might as well, and I need to change the way I eat anyway, because like I said, I feel like shit all the time because the food I eat makes me feel like shit all the time. So, I just wanted to mention that so that, you know, in case anybody else out there watching has PCOS, maybe you might be interested in seeing if I'm successful in sort of managing my symptoms better just by what I eat. So there we go, back to the regular video. And then for my health as well, for my physical health, I should say, and mental health. I mean, I think these things help with mental health as well, for sure. But for my physical health, I also want to start exercising more. I'll probably start slowly, and it's winter now, so I'll probably find some like indoor things to do. I kind of want to maybe try to do yoga. I thought about doing classes, but I found it kind of hard to find ones that like fit in with my work schedule and everything. So we'll see. I might just find, I know you can find tons of yoga and other, you know, exercise routines. Is that the right word? On YouTube and stuff. So, and then getting into my other goals that are more, I think, things that will help my mental health, which, like I said, diet and exercise I think is very important to mental health as well. But I want to get my house cleaned and organized, and like, I know that's like a trend right now because of the whole Marie Kondo tidying up show, and I did watch that and really enjoyed it, and I also read her book last year. But something I kind of realized about myself is that having clutter around me actually does stress me out. I noticed that a few months ago, because like I was trying to read and I just found myself not able to focus on it, and I was like, what is my problem? Why can't I focus on what I'm doing? And my living room where I was reading was very messy. Like the coffee table was just like covered in clutter and stuff that needed put away and stuff. And I ended up cleaning up the living room, and suddenly I had no problem focusing on what I was reading anymore. And so I've realized that there is like a connection there for me with like having too much clutter and stuff, and like being able to relax and focus and stuff. And maybe it's just because like when things are a mess, I always feel like I need to be dealing with that instead of doing what I'm doing. So, which is, I mean, probably true, but I've never been very good at cleaning and organizing. Like, since I was a kid, like, my room was always super messy. It still is now. And now as an adult, I just feel like I have too much stuff. I think a lot of us do. We're kind of a society that encourages consumerism, you know. So I want to get rid of a lot of stuff and find a better way to organize it, and then keep like a schedule of cleaning so that I keep my house clean and orderly, because it's like pretty appalling right now, to be honest. And so that's something I really want to work on, and work on like keeping it clean, because I tend to let things pile up, and to the point that it's really overwhelming. Like, it's going to take me hours and hours to clean it up, instead of, you know, if I just maintained it all the time, it would take me maybe 30 minutes every day, if that, to keep everything clean and tidy. That's probably the second like main thing that I want to work on. And then other than that, as I mentioned before, I just want to work on having better routines in my life, because I don't really I'm not someone who like goes to bed at the same time every day or even wakes up at the same time every day during the week, even though, you know, I have to work, but I work from home, so that gives me more leeway because I don't have to like get up and get ready for work. So if I stayed up too late the night before, I might sleep till like 7:30, even though I have to work at 8, because I can just get up and work in my pajamas. So I want to, you know, start going to bed more at the same, you know, at roughly the same time every night, waking up earlier and also at a consistent time every morning. Trying to maintain that at least somewhat even on the weekends instead of staying up super late and sleeping in. Better routines just in general, like even when it comes to like showering, like I'll just shower on my lunch break sometimes, like while I'm working, because again, I work from home, so it doesn't matter. I can hang out in my robe or whatever. So I want to like have a more of a schedule to my life, which sounds like I struggle with being like, well, that's boring. Like, doesn't that sound so boring? I think it would like, again, like reduce unneeded stress in my life if I just knew when things were going to happen. You know what I mean? So I think those are kind of like the main things that I want to focus on this year. And I mean, it's kind of a lot. Like, honestly, if you think about it, it is like a whole lifestyle change. But I'm gonna do my best because I don't think I can keep going the way I'm going. Because, like I said, it's just been a steady decline, I feel, in like my quality of life in general. So I need to pull myself out of this, and I think these things will really help. Yeah, those are basically my goals for 2019. Yeah, like I said, let me know if you would want to see maybe vlogs of me, you know, trying to do this shit. I know that like a lot of people have been doing like cleaning and organizing vlogs since, you know, again, the whole Marie Kondo thing is like kind of trending right now. So yeah, because I mean, if you saw my house, it's pretty fucking bad. And I did one, after I read her book, I actually did a vlog where I did the KonMari method in my bedroom and got rid of a bunch of clothes and stuff and organized. Well, my bedroom is back to being a fucking disaster. So, and every room in my house is pretty much a fucking disaster, to be honest with you. Like, I'm embarrassed to have people over to my house. So if you want to see me like KonMari the shit out of my house, then let me know and I could do my best to vlog that. I'm not very good at vlogging, that's the thing, which like probably I just need to like practice, and that would help. And if you'd want to see like the kind of food I'm eating, healthier food and whatnot, then just let me know. I feel like I'm just rambling and not making any sense now, but that's it. And let me know if you guys have any similar goals, and maybe, you know, maybe we can like encourage each other, help keep each other accountable or whatever, because it's really hard. It's really hard to completely change the way you eat and completely change your whole lifestyle, basically. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!